This is the Pop Culture Punch. Hi, Matt.
Hey, what's up, man?
It's a good time to be locked in your house.
I'm not locked.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Um, got a lot of things to watch. I've actually been compiling a list of. I guess that's the thing with social media. Everybody's making these lists. Like, well, we're gonna be inside for a while, so here's all these lists. And keep finding myself. I want to go back to like 15 years ago and watch stuff from like I don't know 2003 to like 2006 or seven. Like the gold. And it's not the golden age of television by any means, but I guess it's like when like TV started getting really good, like more like movies as opposed to sitcoms and cheesy drama.
What did what have you been watching? Like, what shows?
Well, we'll get into the current stuff, but started watching a little bit of Scrubs. Remember Scrubs?
Yeah, I never got into that show, man. It seemed too like family friendly for me.
Yeah. I mean, but that's it. That's also another thing, like of stuff that I liked, 15 years ago. I watched back, I'm like, it's not as funny as I thought it was.
What's that? Like, what do you hate now?
Oh, just like I mean, Scrubs, for example. Even though I started like on season two, maybe I should have started later. Um, so I just have that going on, and I want to get back into Lost. I want to rewatch Lost. Lost was like one of the first TV shows I really, really got into.
That was a huge show. I never got into it though, but that was a huge show. Lost. Well, you're like
Um,
on an island or some shit, right? You're like on a plane, and then you end up on some island, and
yeah, the
there's,
problem
there's
is it just got really dumb towards the end.
it should have like it went on too long, right?
Yeah. Um, but man, those first like 3 to 4 seasons were just I mean that's where like the term like binge watching almost came from because that was like before Netflix. Like with something like Lost, it was just like, hey, I need to rent the DVDs and just watch back to back to back because
Right.
that really wasn't a thing back in what year was that? 2005, six, something like
I
that.
remember those days though, where you get like a season on a DVD and you just kill a day with it.
Yeah.
The original binge watch.
Yep. So I haven't had a lot of time to do that, but it's on my list. Um, I think I was just going through Hulu and just like picking a bunch of stuff to save. It's hard to binge watch with Hulu because of the damn ads.
Yeah,
It's easy.
I
It's easy to
if you
binge.
should,
It's easy to binge watch something where it's a half an hour show on TV is 20 minutes and a hour show is 40 minutes. It's easy to binge watch. Just think how much time you're wasting watching ads when you're binge watching.
you shouldn't have to watch ads if you pay for a service.
Well, I pay the cheap whatever the introductory price is for Hulu. I could. It's almost like double though to not have ads, which is kind of bullshit. So I don't know.
I like seeing advertisements. I like to see what's out there that I can purchase. It's nice to know. It's bad enough I don't get like 5 minutes of it at a time. I get hardly any, but then I still get ads. So Hulu rules. Yay, Hulu.
Yay, Hulu!
Have you seen that little Kenny shit on there? I mean, you're not into leather Kenny,
I
but
did see it. I saw.
what the
Yeah,
fuck is that,
I
man?
don't
Like
know.
some cartoon when they're kids? Like they going too far there, buddy.
I don't know.
Uh, I'm like,
Uh,
shit, I ain't watching this. I ain't watching some cartoon. I mean, I watch cartoons all the time, but I don't know. It just kind of made me think like they're kind of whoring themselves now.
So what was your in that back? Let's rewind to like that era. So I guess we'd be in college. What were your like favorite shows or go-to shows or shows that you wouldn't mind watching again if you had if let's just say think of a scenario where you have to be inside for all hours of the day.
Well, that was right when Hulu was coming up, and
Hulu was more like 2010.
no, it was 2008. I remember having Hulu on my laptop, and it was like was watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I was binge watching that because they had like the first 3 or 4 seasons, and I didn't have cable. at the time. The cord was cut, not by me, just by finances. And I remember It's Always Sunny kind of blew up iHulu because it was many shows did, but that was one where people got to watch it at their leisure whenever they wanted, and they could watch like all 3 seasons at once. So by the time the next season came on TV, they had this huge fan base. So that would be one because I remember specifically that, and then I know Family Guy is hit or miss and it's played out now, but like 10 years ago, it was still like pretty prominent,
Hmm.
and that was on Hulu. So you're watching like seasons of Family Guy on your laptop, and trying to think of other shit I got into. I mean, those are pretty much like cliche shows, but like 10 years ago, they weren't as like mainstream as they are now. I mean, It's Always Sunny never was mainstream, but I'm trying to think. I mean, shit, 2000, 2008, like the big shows that were on like network TV at the time, that would be like The Office, that would be Parks and Rec, that would be uh Parks and Rec maybe later, but fuck that Tina Fey show, what's it called?
30 Rock.
30 Rock, that was on. Uh, shit, Breaking Bad was coming on in 2008. That was the first year of Breaking Bad, so
Hmm.
I think people binged that on Hulu. But it came to a point in time where networks shut down Hulu almost, and Hulu had to turn into the pay service
Hmm.
because I remember It's Always Sunny got yanked. I'm sure Breaking Bad got yanked. I mean, once they figured out, holy shit, they're getting like millions of views on this website. No, no, we want the money.
Yeah. Gotta monetize this shit.
I remember they like left season one up of like they leave up like a miscellaneous season that you don't give a shit about because you've already seen it. So there was that, and at the time Netflix I remember was just DVDs that they'd mail to you. But then I remember getting like a Blu-ray. I was living in Missouri. I got a Blu-ray, and that you could like stream Netflix on there, but you didn't have the same selection that you'd get if they really wanted you to still get it through the mail, the DVDs. So I remember you'd stream movies, but it'd be real shitty selection. I remember watching like a Cheech and Chong movie, next movie, not I forget which one. It was the second movie they made, but I remember like it was that, but like the new releases, all the like stuff you really wanted, you'd have to get through DVD. And at that time, they did not have like the original programming. I can't remember like when the original programming came in, but at that point, Netflix was just showing like movies, not maybe like TV shows, but like stuff that was already established. They weren't making their own content. So, I mean, when I was in college, yeah, I kind of lived like city scum. I mentioned, so I didn't really. It was pretty much you steal the Wi-Fi from like the library, and you'd watch like shit on your laptop. I mean, that was the era, and I never did this because I wasn't that savvy. But like everyone I knew was pirating shit. Those are the pirating days.
Hmm.
So I mean, I remember watching Step Brothers. Seriously watching Step Brothers, the movie, Will Ferrell movie, John C. Reilly, as somebody filming it in a fucking theater.
Oh
It
yeah.
was it was horrible quality, but I mean that was that era. That was before they cracked down and really started they put people in jail over that.
Hmm.
That was like post LimeWire, post was LimeWire still around in like 2008, 2007? I think it was
Mm,
just like ending then. It was like that
yeah,
era
I
was
think I
ending.
think it destroyed enough computers to where it started
Right.
not get
Oh,
as
it fucked your
popular.
computer so bad, man.
Um,
It fucked your computer worse than the IRS fucked Wesley Snipes.
I think
Check
that
out
was
that reference. No, that's a '90s reference.
I think that was the birth. That was the birth of like the torrents like Pirate
Yeah,
Bay and
Pirate Bay. That was a big one because they're out on an island where they couldn't get them. They couldn't extradite them. That was a big deal, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but that basically during that time, like you could watch literally whatever you wanted if you wanted to do a torrent. You might be some weird copy, it might be some Czechoslovakian copy, but anything was at your fingertips. I mean, I fucking did it. Go ahead and get me. I mean, I didn't do it. I know someone who did. Go ahead and get them.
Well, it's
You
weird
just
because it's almost coming back now. Now that we're all inside and
now though you pay for it though. They've structured it, and the music industry never came couldn't do it when they were stealing music, but they made Netflix and all this shit, Hulu, and now look at all these streaming services. You can get all that, but you're gonna pay. The music industry never changed like that way. It was just like, oh, iTunes, like they came with iTunes, but it was too fucking late.
we got
It's too,
Spotify.
now they do, but
Oh
like
yeah,
in between then, like they were like suffering so bad by the Napster shit. in the LimeWire shit,
Hmm.
and like nobody was buying music. Um, but they came up with iTunes. But it seems like all, video seemed to like flourish more than music. You know what I mean?
Hmm. It's a
Like
different
music,
medium.
a different medium, different rules, different poison. But yeah, I
Well,
mean,
well, it's
Spotify. Well, go ahead.
well, I was just segueing into the pirating. I'm reading that now that everybody's stuck inside, like pirating's gone up again, and now these theaters are in trouble because no one's going to theaters. Theaters were struggling as it is, but now like a lot of theaters are going to get closed down. Um, so now
I thought,
all these
I thought,
studios, huh?
I thought you can like stream all the movies now,
That's
though.
what I was
They're
gonna
gonna.
say.
Oh, okay,
That's what I
sorry,
was
buddy.
gonna say.
Sorry,
No, it's all right. I say
sorry.
now that they're pushing out the movies that are already like not even in production, finished, ready to go, straight to your home for a huge price tag.
Will they go back afterwards? Is the question.
No, well they will, but I think it's definitely opening up a lot of avenues, maybe for the next Netflix. Even though I don't think people are going to pay $20 to watch a brand new movie at home. That seems like a pretty steep price tag.
Now they will, but maybe now during this bullshit they will. But
But
afterwards, no, that's very steep.
will
I
they
think
though?
$5 is steep. I'm
Will
sure
they
some
though?
people are. Yeah.
No, but there's still so many choices. Like what? I mean, unless it's like a huge big blockbuster.
Well, yeah, just say if it was like an Avengers film, $20, your whole family can watch it. How many tickets is that right there? I mean, that's a good deal. In your own home, you could pause it. You can do whatever you want. You could
Yeah,
talk. You can. I mean, that's the price of convenience right there.
just
You
to
don't have to
rent
get
though.
right,
Just
but like you're renting it, $20. But if you were to buy it, and keep in mind the allure is that it's in theaters now versus it's some rental. I mean, if it's some rental, that's one thing. It's already been in theaters and it's come out. But in this situation, this is a new movie, so you're supposed to have the same kind of like I'm seeing in theaters. So that's a ticket for you, ticket for Mindy, ticket for your daughters, versus $20,
I don't know.
right?
I don't think my whole family's ever been to the movies.
Wow.
But I see what you're
Well,
saying.
okay.
Yeah,
I meant like yeah.
yeah.
I meant you know what I mean.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like a pay per view. It's like pay per views are expensive if you watch by yourself, like fights or
Chip
boxing
in.
matches, or but yeah, if you have like a group
We
of
did that
10,
shit all the time. We were
heck yeah.
throwing for pay-per-views, yeah, and then instead of like an individual, you split it pretty much,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that will take off, or do you think people will go back to the theaters? That social aspect, just like
Man,
I don't know,
as soon as this shit breaks, I think people are gonna be dying to go outside. But in terms of like the norm,
sit in a sit in a dark room. Do you think that's what they want to
yeah. Hey, I
do?
think anything that's out of their house, away from their kids, or away from their mom and dads, or away from whoever they've been staying with for a
The split
couple
personality.
months. Yeah. Yeah, I think movies will still. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how long this lasts. I mean, some might close down for good. You never know. But you got to think that the idea of like, it'll become retro at some point. Like, oh yeah, this is cool. I want to go to the theater again. You know.
Yeah, some hipster douchebags will go to be like, look how cool we are. In the old days, this is what people did.
Yeah.
So you
And it
mean
is
like you
cool. I
last
mean,
year?
I still miss video stores, even though there's one kind of next to me that I never go to. But it's
I
that.
miss music stores. Like I miss
Yeah.
hanging out and like looking at music. Like I
Well,
miss that.
movies a little different. It's like rentals. Like it was like a thing to do. It was like an event. It's like, oh, like I can't wait to get off school and we're gonna go rent a movie and get a pizza, and I don't know what we're gonna get. We've got to see what's there. Like there was still like an adventure and like a build up and event aspect of it, instead as opposed to just sit on your couch and try to find a movie or a show to watch on 5 or 6 different streaming services that you have.
We're definitely getting more antisocial as a society, and then this happens. So then it's like even worse.
Hmm.
Um, jeez, because we're going in that direction. Now it's like we're forced to basically watch and do everything from home, take out from home, stream stuff from home. I mean, we have no reason to talk to each other anymore.
No. Hey, there's not a better time because there's a lot of good shows, past, past and
Yeah,
present.
I watched. I pretty much binge watched this today. The Unabomber documentary on Netflix. Very interesting.
Hmm.
Came from the same neighborhood my dad did in Chicago, Evergreen Park. Very smart guy, but just nuts. anti-industry, anti-industrialization, anti-technology, everything. We're destroying the world.
Hmm.
And he mailed bombs to people and fucking killed them. Had schizophrenia. It was a good
Is
documentary.
he
It
still
had a
alive?
stupid. Yeah, 77. I looked it up.
In prison?
They're gonna. Yeah, yeah. He wrote some like 35,000 word manifesto that he wanted published, and they did, and then they called him that way because his brother read it and was like, "That's my brother."
Oh my god.
Yeah, but he was just like an antisocial dude living out in Montana, had some shack, lived like a bum, and then he just go into town and like you know get on a bus and go into some city and blow it up and then go back. But like we're all gonna be like him outside of blowing shit up. I
Hopefully.
mean, hopefully we'll have Netflix in our shacks.
Yeah, no
But
kidding.
that's something good to watch. It was his reign of terror was 78 to 95. I remember Will Ferrell playing him on
Yeah, that's all
SNL.
I can remember is Will Ferrell playing them.
Yeah. He's interesting though. Hearing him talk, he's interesting. Doesn't sound like somebody that you could get along with. Doesn't like people. Just never had sex. They kind of said never was good with women. So maybe if he would have got a HJ or a BJ, none of this ever would have happened.
Hmm.
If one of the females would have took one for the team, but I mean, that's pretty much
Yeah.
the source of every man's greatness or every man being an evil tyrant is someone not giving them some. So, uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, he made pipe bombs, man. Like he didn't kill anybody. I mean, he did kill people. I'm sorry, he killed many people. He killed 3 people, injured like 23. But you imagine like opening a package and just blowing up in front of you, like right in your face,
No.
and then like you live
No.
like there's a PTSD's got to be insane.
Oh, for sure.
So a lot of people were like, the guy's brilliant and everything, but killing people, like, no. I mean, whatever. Like, he's against industry, he's against technology. He's gonna ruin the world. Is he wrong? I don't know. Maybe some of that stuff made sense,
You took it a little too
but
far.
yeah, and like hurting people, man. You don't hurt people.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, is he a genius? I don't know. I mean, he had schizophrenia, so and that's what they wanted to go for an insanity defense, but he didn't want to go for insanity because he didn't want his life's work to be written off as insane. Even though I mean most people are doing that anyway. Um, but it was good. I'm also watching The Borgias on Showtime. The Showtime, or it's on Netflix, but it's a Showtime show. Jeremy Irons, who's in The Watchmen, is a pope, like in some fucking ancient times, and he's like this is awful Catholicism pope people. Very good show. What else? I'm watching Paradise PD, which is a fucking cartoon that basically is all it is a fucking cartoon because it's very offensive. Um,
Hmm.
I believe it's made by Yucko the Clown from Howard Stern.
Oh boy.
He's not Yucko the Clown anymore for obvious reasons. They have had High Pitch Eric on at one point. I didn't know if he was really High Pitch Eric. It was High Pitch Eric, but I'm like, is it supposed to be really High Pitch Eric? But it was. I remember that sack of shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, Howard. I can't do
Yeah.
it anymore.
Are you proud of me, Daddy? um, they had Ronnie on too. Remember Ronnie, his
Yeah.
limo driver, Ronnie Mund?
Did he die?
No, he's not dead.
Oh, I
He's
thought he
not
died.
dead.
I didn't think of somebody
Uh,
else.
but yeah, I'm watching that. Um, Ray Donovan still, sure.
Are you caught up yet?
No, I'm still in season 6. He just got arrested because he's fucking around with the mayoral election, and
I'm in season 7. It's really good.
Khan just went into the military.
Khan. Thank God Khan's not in season 7.
Because Khan,
He's
I
an
hate
annoying little
Khan.
shit. He's a little annoying little asshole.
I hate Khan, dude.
He's like the worst like character ever created.
He treated his dad like shit, dude. I don't know what his dad ever did to him. I can see why Bridge would be mad at him, but not his dad, but
Yeah.
not Khan. Because he like fucking gave her fucking boyfriend whatever that disease was.
Yeah.
that
No, this
was a Breaking Bad moment, man.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Season 7's really good. I'm really surprised it got canceled because I'm about to.
It didn't get canceled. It was just like we're not going on after it. I mean, I guess that's canceled. I'm sorry.
Hey, but they're cool with it now because I mean production wouldn't be happening right now anyway.
Yeah.
But
Like, Ray, we got to shut down production because of the coronavirus. Sure.
sure,
Sure. Give me a drink. Have a drink.
sure.
Have a drink.
Sláinte. All right,
Sl-
we'll do our check-in on. Did you watch Better Call Saul?
yes, great.
Great. I
Love
feel like I
it.
need to rewatch that one.
That wasn't the best one yet.
It was pretty good.
Now you're gonna get mad at me. But go ahead. I didn't watch Curb.
I'm not gonna get
I
mad at you.
was
There's a lot of stuff to watch.
I've been saving Curb for a rainy day.
Curb was pretty funny. It wasn't.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you.
It wasn't
Does
as
it meet
funny.
your
It wasn't as funny as last week or the last one with two Larry Davids, but this one was pretty
what
funny.
what
The
do you
uh,
think?
the Mocha Joe Latte Larry war escalates.
Oh shit. What do you think Larry David's doing right now? I think he's freaking out.
I
Like
don't know. That's a good question.
germaphobe.
That's a good question. Probably, or he just don't. He's just loving being isolated.
Yeah, he's probably like, this is no different than anything else.
Yep. No, but Saul was good. Saul was. They're trying to get. I don't know his character's name. The old guy off the land, and he's pulling the old Saul tricks.
Yeah, it's classic Saul right there with the dead Indian remains and then the different house number and yeah.
Somehow Kim's gonna get fucked in this, and not like
Well,
fucked. Like she's gonna get screwed over.
what's her game? Like she
I don't
wants to
know.
help. She wants to help him, but like obviously there's going to be an issue using Saul.
I don't know. She wants to get involved because she's bored, but once it gets too heavy, she wants to pull back.
She
Um,
likes to fuck around though, doesn't she?
yeah, but
Yeah.
she also doesn't want to like in the previous episodes, like when Jimmy was Saul, Jimmy, whoever you want to call him, was talking about getting a house. She's like, yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Saul was all excited, and she's just like, yeah, okay. So you can see like she's not really committed.
No, she's not.
I mean, and obviously we know they don't end up together. So it'll be interesting. Thought I read a fan theory that she's eventually going to get picked up. She's going to go back to Hamlin McGill, and she's going to get involved with Hamlin, and they're going to become romantically. They're going to form a relationship, and that's going to break Jimmy's heart.
You know that or you think that?
No, it's just a theory.
Oh, another show.
Because like knowing this show, like they're going to break up in like the most tragic way possible.
It's going to push Saul into more criminal activity.
Right.
Hey, I saw Hamlin from Hamlin and Hamlin on the new season of Black Monday.
Oh yeah, that came out too. I forgot about that.
So that's another thing I'm watching. Hamlin's on it, or he was in at least one episode. So it was good to see he's making his rounds. But you think he's going to end up with Kim? Really?
I don't know. It's a theory.
Hmm.
That would be bad news for old Saul. He wouldn't take that very very lightly.
No, and
It's either that
I
or
mean,
she dies, but I don't think they would go that far.
yeah. She's a good actress.
She
Like
is.
she's a good character. Like they do well with her. It will suck. And I think Nacho, someone's gonna happen to Nacho because he's not in Breaking Bad. Could he still be existing? Someone said he was mentioned once in Breaking Bad, where Saul was like my friend Nacho or something.
Hmm.
But I bet he skips town at some point.
Yeah.
Gets his dad out of there. But
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I said, we got a lot of TV, a lot of movies to watch.
do you see Tool is postponed till the end of May?
Oh yeah, that's no one's going to be touring except from their basement or their.
Well, the Dropkick Murphys did a concert from their house, like on St. Patrick's Day, which I thought was cool.
That wasn't their house. I watched that. That was like a
Well,
studio.
oh, really?
Or not a studio. It was a stage. Like it was a full on production.
Is that the future though? We're just gonna all go to concerts from our house. I mean, that's what's scaring me. Like that's weird. Like
I
you
don't think
watch,
so because I don't think people will pay for it.
yeah, it was free, right? I didn't watch it. It was free though, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to see the production value, and they probably had something because it was on St. Patrick's Day, so there was something that was already planned, maybe. Because it
Well,
was
I
a
think
full
they
on
do a huge
stage.
show. I think
Yeah,
they do a huge show, and I think like they decided to stream it because of the disease.
hmm yeah. Everybody's on hold. Rage is on hold. They got my money. They got my money, and they said, "Nope, we're not coming."
Well, how do you feel about postponed versus canceled?
And postpone means they can hold on to my goddamn money.
Right. And maybe it's at a time where you can't fucking go.
Yeah, I haven't read the cancellation policy. I know Ticketmaster sent me an email. I didn't read it.
I'm not even gonna bother reading those criminals' writing.
Yeah.
But go ahead. They're fucked basically, because they're not gonna give that back.
No.
They're cripple the economy if they give it back. So basically, Pearl Jam, Rolling Stones. I'm not going to Rage, but I'm assuming Tool's in June. Tool will probably do the same thing. Countless other concerts that have been canceled or postponed. Well, a couple of them have been canceled. They're smaller concerts, and I am getting my money back, but it's like $20, which is fine. But I'm glad I'm getting a refund. But like all these other ones, man, like Pearl Jam postponed till like this day where like I'm gonna be out of town. I'm fucked. Like I'm
Right.
fucked.
Right.
Like that sucks. They should give you the option to bail. They should,
Yeah,
but they
totally.
won't.
No, they won't.
Put that in the news, but you won't.
No. And shoot, at least we didn't like where we're traveling, where like we had like hotel rooms booked and plane, or some people do that to go see their favorite
Oh,
band.
with those festivals you do, like if you're going to a Lollapalooza, Coachella, or any of those, yeah, you're gonna like stay at a hotel or Airbnb. So yeah, is that refundable with a pandemic?
I don't know.
I mean, because most of those places are like Lollapalooza, Chicago, and Coachella's California. The city would probably shut it down. That you wouldn't be allowed to stay in a hotel.
Right.
So what happens then? Money back or not?
I don't know. I'm gonna look into. I mean, I'm sure I won't get my money back, but it really
Well, I'm just going to
sucks.
go with the flow. But if they schedule these concerts, if we're even here, let's look at it this way. Let's just be happy if we can still go at some point. At least
Well,
concerts happen again,
and it's
right?
not gonna
Like,
be. It's not gonna be for a while either, because you got to think there's the first leg, the second leg, the third leg.
yeah. And then
Like,
there's Europe. There's
not
Europe.
everything gets pushed back. It's just the first leg gets put on the very end.
Yeah.
So it could be next year or later. Shoot.
Who knows what was going on then?
Yeah, so that's like a bunch of shit ton of money we just paid, and we're not gonna,
Yeah.
redeem it till next year possibly.
I could go to Pearl Jam in April. I don't know if I can go to Pearl Jam in April of 2022.
Right.
I
Oh shit.
mean, it's not their fault. It's just this whole system's broken.
Yeah.
It's just Ticketmaster is a bunch of fucking criminals.
Then if you really
Yeah.
want to make a horror movie out of it, let's just say this thing gets worse before it gets better, and like some of these band members, like they get sick, especially like the ones that are up there, Rolling Stones. Like, what would happen if it's like, yep, Keith Richards is dead?
Well, that's
It's terrible to say, but man, it's quite possible.
that's why they're not touring, probably.
Yeah.
They're at
Well, no
risk.
one's touring though. No one's touring right now.
But even if like that wasn't shut down, like they'd be at risk.
Yeah.
They're like 70 something.
Yeah.
They'd be stupid to be traveling in front of crowds and stuff. Like that'd be their death sentence.
Hmm.
Um, is Motley Crue shut down? I'm assuming. I guess everything's shut down. When's Motley Crue
I
coming?
have no. Oh yeah.
I mean, they got hepatitis C for everybody, but we already got the coronavirus.
Probably
So.
anybody who's scheduled into June is pushed back. So I don't know when they were supposed to come.
Seems like they haven't shut down June yet. They've shut down April and May, and then they're
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
they're gonna.
it's gonna get pushed back the longer this goes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is right. But hey, we still got our unlimited until our internet service providers start putting bandwidth limits. We have unlimited Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Spotify, Disney Plus, YouTube.
Pandora.
We're good. We're good for the inside part of it.
You also have AM FM radio if you want to be old school.
Yeah. Not they shoot those jocks might get fired.
Well, yeah. Look, the Riverfront Times can't. Had to lay off their staff.
Well,
Because why? No advertising.
Did you hear about Kevin?
I don't know if that's why. Go ahead.
Kevin and the Bean. Or
Yeah,
Kevin and
that's
Bean?
huge.
Yeah, they've been working there for
Fucking
30
huge.
years, and they let them
Yeah.
go within 3 days of 3 days of the crisis. Maybe that was just an excuse to get rid of them. They're probably
I mean,
being paid a lot of money.
but that's a whole nother topic of how radio is awful. The medium, the industry shows no loyalty to its people.
Yeah.
You're just you're here today, gone tomorrow, kind of thing.
So yeah, it could be all automated by
Well,
couple
radio's
weeks from
supposed
now.
to be helping everybody during this whole thing. Like, it's supposed to be a free service. I mean, at one of these old stations I had, they would always say an illegal ID, which is at the top of every hour. You'd be like, such and such. You say the city of license, and it'd be your call letters like W da ba 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 ba. It'd be like a free service of this company. And I'm like, okay, they're trying to fight Sirius XM and all the paid services, but in my mind, it's like they want you to know you're not paying for this shit. Don't get mad,
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, in the old days, if this was the 60s or 70s, we have the internet now. Everyone would be like glued to the fucking radio, up
Right.
to the minute reports of what's going on. What do you have right now? The same fucking 5 songs you've heard every 5 minutes with recorded people. I mean, it's actually sad when the syndicated morning shows are more relevant than ever because, like, uh, I don't know, like you got like the Woody show's out in L.A. I actually give a shit what he has to say right now. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Right.
Talking about the fucking virus. I'm not saying I hate the Woody show. I'll never publicly say that, of course. But I'm just saying, like, it's sad when like that trumps. Or we got the good shows in St. Louis too. But as far as like news and stuff, I don't know. Everything's just bastardized, and we've lost. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I was just watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and every 5 seconds I listen to the fucking radio. It's just not like that anymore.
Nope.
And with the pandemic, radio is irrelevant in my mind. I mean, if I'm in my car, I'll be listening, hearing a news report, but you just don't have people manning the place 24/7 anymore.
Nope.
And what happens when that happens? It closes.
That's life, man. But it gives us the opportunity to do podcasts.
Yeah,
Glorious,
but then
glorious, glorious.
well, I don't hate radio or anything. I just like, it's just not what it was when we were kids, and I guess I could never accept that, no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, we'll see how this next week goes.
What is? I know you're trying to wrap this up, but like, what is ESPN radio supposed to do right now?
Tom Brady? Actually, they have a lot right now because the NFL.
Tom Brady's going to Tampa. What the fuck's in Tampa? Like, why would you go
Money.
from New England to Tampa? Because he can live like a king in Tampa? I mean, they offered him how much money?
I think it was reported 30 million.
Okay. I just never knew Tampa was a hot spot for people right now. I thought Tampa was it's like a St. Louis-sized town. I guess you can live like a king though. It's Florida though. I guess.
You would think he was going to go to San Diego or
That's
not San Diego. Chargers.
The Chargers.
Yeah.
That's the San Diego, isn't it? San Diego Chargers.
It was. Now they're LA Chargers.
Oh. You'd think a guy like that would want to go to Los Angeles, like a big town for a big man like that.
Yeah, but the team's not good. So, but neither's Tampa Bay. So I don't know.
Yeah, who cares?
I don't know.
But okay. So there's plenty to talk about for ESPN. All right, good for them.
Well, yeah, free agency, but it won't last long.
I feel for those people because they got to be like, what the fuck do we do after this free agency? Because I did see like the Bears got a new quarterback and all that, so there is a lot to talk about. But I mean, you had 24 hours of sports to cover. Now you got nothing.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be like the biggest sports time of the year.
Yeah.
Now you got nothing.
Are your kids playing sports coming up?
No.
Or we'll see what happens, I guess.
They're scheduled to.
They cancel them?
Mm-hmm. Or push back.
Push back indefinitely or push back to a date?
Where everything's like, push back to a date and then we'll see.
Okay, that's what we were at too. With my school, it's 2 weeks, then we'll see, and I have a feeling we're going to see nothing.
Yeah.
We're going to see stay the fuck where you are. So,
yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's where I'm at, just trapped in a closet.
Well, keep on streaming and stay well, stay healthy, and we'll get back at it next week, and hopefully things will be a little bit better.
Yeah, man. Check out Black Monday though, if you like it this season.
I've seen the first season. I might wait a little bit so I can.
The first episode's like it takes a while because you're trying to like get back into like what happened.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, God damn it, I know already. So.
Yeah, I might wait a couple just so I can watch a couple back to back.
But Ken Marino's fucking underrated, isn't he?
Yes, he's so good.
He's one of the funniest dudes ever, and he's never going to get his due.
Nope.
Also, want to take a shit on American Housewife. This show is one of the worst shows in the world. Have you seen that? It's on network TV, so that should just explain it right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically, if you have no internet or anything, you have to watch that. And that's not fair. You shouldn't treat people like that. That's the chick from Eastbound and Down, the romantic interest.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Yeah.
she's like 500 pounds now.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, and she's just not. Her personality is different. Is that terrible?
No.
That I don't like her personality when she's heavy.
She's like sassy.
Yeah, it's not cute.
Yeah. It's like now you're just some large bitch. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean she's like a Playboy model.
Yeah.
Is that what American Housewife is? Just like an ex-Playboy model that put on 400 pounds?
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
With the guy from Drew Carey as her husband?
The guy from Drew Carey.
Yeah, the guy from Drew Carey. The guy with the black hair. Oswald.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's been in like a million shows too.
Huh.
Yeah. I just want one show. Just one, please. All right, buddy.
All right, man. Stay safe. Keep streaming. We'll talk next week.
All right. Take care.
Yep.